What's going on? This is Brian with IndiHoops.com. Very excited to break this news and this announcement. If you watch our last video, and we'll put a link to the last one, where I break down and talk about the qualifiers for the Indy World Championship. The Indy World Championship is like the Little League World Series for basketball, youth basketball. It's the first of its really kind, and it's for 8th graders about to go into 9th grade, about the 14-year-old age. And we did it last year. Just a quick recap, we did it last year. We had 10 teams. The goal is to have 16. Ultimately, 8 teams domestic, 8 international. We're trying to build to it. So we're sharing our story with you on how we're doing that. And this year what we're going to do is we're adding 4 qualifiers: West, North, East, and South. We've already got the dates set. We've got the cities, and we'll put the link for those as well. But what we're going to keep adding some things that are going to make these events unique. And the first thing is, we did this last year. We partnered up with Scorebook Live. For all of our stats will be online instead of using a paper scorebook. So they're great. But here's what I want to announce. So we'll talk about them another time. Krossover. Okay, Krossover is a video breakdown system that is used. One of their customers, the world champion Cleveland Cavaliers, Kentucky basketball. Bob Hurley uses them. I've used them before. And what they do is, if you have a game film, say an 8th grade game plays, you film it, you send it to Krossover, they break it down all into plays, and now you can funnel and filter, okay, let me see where our shots were made from. You can watch the film. You can have access now to what colleges and the NBA teams use for their film breakdown. And also on top of that, now that you have the film, now we're gonna have the stats, and also it'll be possible for you to get highlights of yourself. So you could filter, okay, my name is Joe Shu, number 21, okay, filter all my highlights, boom, make a highlight video. It's pretty sweet. So here's the deal. So we're starting off in this program. Obviously, the Indy World Championship last year, they broke down the championship game. They're going to break down all the games in the Indy World Championship. And here's the big news. The 8th grade invite divisions in the West, North, East, and South. So let's say there's 25 teams let's say there's 20 teams in the invite divisions for the qualifiers: West, North, East, and South. So let's say you get at least 4 games, 20 times, this is off the top of my head, 20 times 4, 80 times 4, 320. Let's say there's around 300 games in the qualifiers between the top teams in the country. We're going to make sure all the games are filmed. They're going to be put on Krossover for breakdown, access to highlights, and this has never been done before. It's amazing. So we're taking advantage of technology, so you can do what the pros do. You can copy the pros, and one of the main things, I'll end with this. There's been a lot of talk about rankings, player rank. We don't do player rankings at all, and I don't see us doing rankings below 8th grade. We had Shea Cotton, who I just watched his film, who was, he spoke at our Indy World Championship, and he was like the LeBron before LeBron. I asked him at the film festival the other day, I said, Shea, when is it too early to really start pumping up a kid? Because you fell through the system, but you pumped way too early. You're on Sports Illustrated when you were 14. Meta World Peace said he should have went to the NBA after he was sophomore year in high school. I've never heard anyone say that before. He said, not right until the high school is about appropriate, 8th grade high school. That's when you kind of know, that's when it looks like basketball. So, and even then it might be a little bit early, but that's the beginning of it. And also, we want to promote teams. Now, one of the challenges is, in middle school especially, you don't want to promote wins over development. However, we are using this tool as a system, and Krossover, we hope to bring the love of coaching back, the love of film breakdown, the love of developing your team, and team chemistry, because I don't think you're going to be able to make it far in this system by flying guys in and not practicing and not working and playing great basketball. So I really, in IndiHoops, we really want to do the right thing by the game. I saw the USA Basketball just release the youth guidelines. I was looking at that and I was like, I think we stay within that structure for the most part for what I do in San Diego in our academy. So I think that's a great thing, and I think things are getting better. And so Krossover, check them out, www.crossover.com. We're partnered up with them, and we're excited to bring this to club basketball. They do a lot of things with high school. They are involved with the Nike EYBL, but I think if I was in 8th grade, like when I coached 8th grade, I'd be all over this for sure. I watched a lot of film, but it wasn't as something as accessible as this. So check out Krossover, IndiHoops, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.